see. And sorry if you didn't, but we're gonna try the fortunate, but hopefully it gets correct. You're still thankful for sending out these things. Cool. That's alright. Let me settings is always cool. So hopefully that fixed that. Yeah, that's yeah, that's all we can try is keep trying. So keep trying. Yeah, that's the best I can. Anyways, I went to Walmart, and so it's now out. Comes back next week. I'm trying to fix the audio issue. You know, it's plugged in directly to Ethernet, so it's definitely a Ecamm Live issue. So fun. Anyway, yep. So it's out of stock. It was only the disc console in stock. So it seems to be an audio problem. Let me see if I can fix. Cool. All right. See if that works. I know it's resetting. So hopefully that works. Yeah, so oh yeah, I have way too many bookmarks. And after 7 and 14, subscribe, because next time I will be coaching live when there's a GameStop restock. And so what I do is constantly refresh the page until it works. I kind of usually have a tip off from people to see if it works. So, and if it doesn't, I usually know that too. So that's why I try to give people the heads up. Yeah, and hopefully that continues to work. So yeah, it's a tough thing. I would hate it too if this happened to me over and over again and I was looking for a console. When is the next restock? It could happen pretty much anywhere. We don't think it's going to happen at Target until next week, and then hopefully it does happen. When is Target? Usually they do about every 3 weeks, and next week will be 3 weeks. Is Best Buy going to do a drop? They're unpredictable, but they do back-to-back weeks often, and then they take weeks off. So why no digital? Digital's more rare. Don't go for digital if you want the console. I know it saves you $100, but don't go for digital. I'm gonna type that out because that's really important. There are so few consoles, so the inventory on PS5 digital sucks. So don't go for that. So Sam's Club's usually at 1 a.m. Once a month. They did it last week. So you probably won't see Sam's Club. Why would you not want the disc version? Methods of Mayhem 4. I'm interested in that. So, because like if you tell me, a lot of people say, oh, I want to download games though, and I don't want only disc. Well, disc has both digital packed into it and disc, so you're not foregoing one version by doing that. GameStop will be hopefully anytime, probably next week. BSB, Matt, how about Circuit City? I think you're gonna have a trouble there. I haven't seen them in stock recently or in business. Matt, anytime. Any idea when another GameStop restock will happen? Definitely, it's coming up, and I can tell you that for sure based on the fact that they do it every 7 to 14 or every 7 to 15 days. That's been their track record in 2021. That you'll be able to get the GameStop restock. They've been doing a lot of PS5 restocks. They haven't done Xbox recently. So that probably means that you're going to see either an Xbox restock soon, or what they did previously was they didn't put it in stock for a while, and then they had this rare in-store restock. There haven't been many in-store restocks, but if you need it, and you can go to a store and they have it, I'll tell you. I'll give you a heads up. I actually went to a bunch of stores to get it. All right. Levy asked, is eBay safe? It can be. I mean, it's just like any other eBay product, only if this is very rare. So, what are the important questions, Matthew O'Connor? I just wouldn't pay for eBay. All right. Methods of Mayhem says, I had PS4 Pro, never used the disk drive. This is an important thing. I already have a disc edition PS5, and I haven't used the disk drive once, so to someone like me, it's kind of useless. Makes sense. But if you're like eager to get the console, you may have to pay for the disc version. Ant Online drops. Corin sent a message saying Ant Online ? Corin, that is probably, they're going to restock once a week. They haven't done a restock this week, but sometimes it's an Xbox, sometimes it's a PS5. So they have these mega bundles that are kind of worth it if you want the games, and it discourages a lot of scammers and scalpers and so forth. So yeah, the website crashed, John. Like that. Yeah, Ant Online's legit, Christopher. Great question. It's one of the weirdest names out there. That and Newegg people aren't familiar with, but if you're familiar with every other site, those are the only two that are kind of a little odd. If you don't know the site off of those, outside of those two, you're familiar with GameStop, Walmart, Amazon, Best Buy, Sony Direct. But if you don't recognize the name, like Speed PlayStation, that's just a pop-up site that people are scamming. So don't go for those. So Ant Online's good. JM Quadruple 11 asked about the Xbox restock or the Costco restock. Costco is very random and it lasts 3 minutes, but you need to be a member. So I kind of implore people, make sure, don't buy the membership on the spot and try to check out, because usually you get stuck with the membership by the time you process everything. Any more Walmart restock expected, or are we out of luck? Rising Star 786 asked that. That is, you're probably out of luck at this point. I don't see it. They usually do 1 or 2 waves. There was about 1.5 waves from what I saw. It wasn't a lot. SP Godo, they scammed you. Happens 5 to 7 times a day to people that contact me too late. They DM me. They're like, is this legit? Sometimes I'm having dinner, and by the time I get back to it, they ask that question of, is this legit? And I get back to it like maybe 2 hours later, and I said, oh, it's a scam. They're like, oh, I already sent my money. Don't send your money to people on Twitter. Don't do it. No one has done that successfully, and yet people do it every day. Now, when I say I talk to 5 people to 7 people who get scammed, I'm talking to about 50 people per day that ask me about the scams, and I have to talk them out of it. There's some people who just don't listen to me. And it's just like, what? I want to save you money. That's the entire point of this thing. So give this a like, because I want to keep doing this. Give it a subscribe. Congrats to everybody who got it. What about today or tomorrow? Probably not the rest of today. Sony does these random restocks, but they haven't tipped their hand at sending out email invites. Usually they do an email invite, and then they open up the restock to everybody else. But the email invite, thank you for the likes, just saw that. The email invite usually goes out 40 hours ahead of time. So if we haven't seen that, which we haven't, usually there's no Sony Direct. That's their new thing. John Doe, Sony's production levels need to step it up. Totally agree. It's really everything including cars, graphics cards are hard to get. Oh, how to sign up for the email invite. So that's the number one question I get, and it's random. I'm gonna do a video on it to tell people how to do it before the weekend, so tomorrow, and I'll let you know. So subscribe, like this channel, because it takes visualization to do. So I'm gonna record a video instead of doing it as a live stream, and I'll tell you how to get the email invite. So and with that, not unexpected, the likes went up to 100 because people need to know that. But yeah, I'll walk you through it in a recorded video, because that's going to be a something that everybody needs to know about. But I'll keep it limited to you. So, all right, how's the stream looking so far? I know we had some lag issues before. It usually does that in the very beginning, and then it works. So I've stopped seeing complaints, and hopefully. Should I pay more for a PS5 at Walmart? Don't do that. Number one, that just feeds the scammers out there and the scalpers. And two, you're overpaying for a console that you shouldn't have to pay for out the nose for. Like, this is $399. Then you have, so that didn't go in stock. And then you have this, which gave us an error for the better part of 5 minutes, like the first 5 minutes, right? And then look at this. This is ridiculous. It's over $1,000 that these resellers are charging. But what you don't see, and Walmart's really guilty of this, they do shipped, sold and shipped by NCS. We record SN, serial number, I guess. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Now everything's good on the stream. Thank you, Dino V. Thanks for letting me know that the stream is good now. It just takes a couple minutes to settle in for some reason. So I have Ethernet plugged in, Ethernet cable. So, is there ever going to be is this ever going to be in stock from Big? The I is spelled with a exclamation point. I kind of like that. It's creative. So is it ever going to be in stock? I would say, it's not going to be on store shelves like people think. Everybody thinks, oh, this is going to be in a couple months. It'll be fine. The holidays are coming in October. That's when things start ramping up in Christmas shopping season. And I always warn people. I pick out this name because it's like a little kid's name. Timmy. Little Timmy's going to all of a sudden want that console, and his parents are going to go get it for him from October to December, and you are going to have a tough time getting it. So try now is my point. Don't wait. Some people are like, I give up. I'm going to get it, later this year. It's the worst decision ever. Yeah, you can have opinions, but that's just a bad opinion. It's not going to happen. So I'm trying to help you out now before the end of September, because that's when it's really important. And this is why I'm answering these questions. Give the chat a like. I'm going to continue on. I know I said that I would do this for a half hour. I'm going to continue on a little bit more because there's so many questions pouring in. Hello, Matt. I've been unsuccessful at grabbing a console, says Robert Cross. Definitely check as many stores as possible. So you probably have my notifications turned on because that's where a lot of people get this. But you probably don't, check every store. And if you're checking every store, even if you are checking every store, the problem that most people have is they try once, they see out of stock, and then they give up. It's the biggest problem. So I think that is, it's when that opens up for a lot of other people. And I've seen that for months, since the beginning. Yeah. Hello, Matt. I've been very unsuccessful. All right, I got that. What's the next highlighted one? When is the Best Buy restock? Says Twitch something. Yeah. I would say it could be this week, but I think it's going to be next week. That's just my opinion. Sometimes they do Friday restocks. I doubt that that's going to happen, only because it has been a while since they did a restock at Best Buy on a Friday. That used to be their go-to day, and it was actually pretty easy to predict. but it's gotten harder for me to predict, and they've been shielding the information at Best Buy from my sources, so some warehouse workers can't tell the inventory until the last second, and so it looks like 0. And then it comes back on the big board, and then it's, the game is on for the restock. So, all right. IHA, I just joined. When do you believe the next PS5 restock with disc will be restocked? All right. And when? I mean, it could be tomorrow. It could be tonight even, but I don't have anything telling me that it'll be then. And that's really the most difficult thing is me being on my toes 24/7 for everybody. Love doing it, but it's difficult. And so I will say I'm always on my toes. We'll see if we see it tomorrow. Ant Online hasn't dropped anything, to my knowledge, all week. Yeah, they did 2 restocks last week, but they guarantee, or at least said they promised to do, restocks once a week of a next-gen console. That could mean Xbox, but it could mean PlayStation. The fact that they do the 2 PlayStation disc bundles last week probably means, probably means they will do that. All right, add to broadcast. I can do that now. All right, so, Jay Ocampo. Yep, I think I got that last name right. I bought a PS5 digital from Walmart, and they shipped me a disc version. That was at the restock last month. That was awesome. And I know some people were worried about the digital version, but it's a $100 free upgrade because they wanted the digital version, but they got disc. Disc is great because games get cheaper on disc, and it still does digital games. That's what a lot of people don't know about. So anybody out there wondering, like, oh, I want the digital version, it's harder to get in stock. So it's $100 cheaper, but it may not be worth it when you're going to save money on disc. So that's good. That's congratulations on getting that. It took forever for them to ship, but hopefully you got it, Jay Ocampo. All right, Amar. Hey, Matt Swider, can we expect any restock from major retailers this week? We're running out of time this week, and Walmart's sometimes the last one to go. You also have a second question. How often does Sony Direct have a drop within a month? It used to be like 4 days a week back in the early part of 2021, so this year. And it's slowed down tremendously to the point where it's it's now twice a month. And we've already seen it twice this month. It's funny. Last month they did one restock with email invites, which I'm going to create a video. Subscribe and like this video because I will shoot you that next recorded video on how to get the email invite from Sony Direct. But they do one with the invites only, and they do one with the invites plus afterwards they've opened it up to everybody. They've done that for 2 months email invite. So that's what we're going through right now is twice a month, and they already did it this month. But we're at the end of the month, or towards the end of the month. It's the 22nd, so we may see it in August. All right. I am gonna pick another question. There's a lot of questions coming in, which is great. I can't see how many people are in the chat. Let's see, but I can see there's 153 likes, which is great. That's great. Yeah. So, all right. Go on another question. Sabrina, should I just go for a bundle? I don't want it, but it seems to be the best option. Totally is the best option. Ant Online has really expensive bundles, but they're filled with games and everything's at face value. That's the important thing. 2, the second option, GameStop. I am trying to see when that is. I usually get a heads up. So GameStop advance notice, which is great. You do need to be a pro member of their rewards, Power Up rewards program. But that's $15 and you get Game Informer, it's a magazine. So why don't they give out specific restock dates, Ezekiel? I think that's a really great question. I think it's because, let me move my thing so we can see your little icon. Thanks for asking your question. I think it's because, I don't know, Philip, if you've tried a bundle, but the bundle is the best option for you. That's why you should wait for my alerts, because you can check them, and that's great. But really, you're just going to be doing exactly what I do, and I don't think you can do it 24/7. And that's where I come to play. I'm like the middleman to this entire process. So hopefully you see, hopefully you see it in stock through my alert, and you're not sitting there refreshing. Like sometimes when I put out, I need to get a new computer, thus, like this, subscribe, then I'll be able to get a new computer. That's what we're. Matthew S. I've been trying to get a PS5 for the last 5 months. Do you have advice? That seems to be like the going question. It's check every retailer. Then that's the best bet, because scalpers are going to have a tough time reselling Spider-Man Miles Morales. They're going to have a tough time selling Ratchet and Clank successful. So yeah, I'm checking 24/7 at all the retailers. So like, it's not important to be fast. Like if my tweet is a couple seconds too late, times before I put out that tweet, so that I'm not leading a bunch of people down in person. I would still say be careful, but a lot of times they'll say it's in person and they'll be like, oh, I can't make it out there. Can I ship it to you? After they kind of got you hooked. But I think it could be I don't think it's, I'll repeat it again. Try every retailer and don't give up. Persistent, just like the PS5. It's been a while. Yeah, Ant Online is legit. Rank Gamestop as the #1 retailer because, yeah, it does have a barrier. So that's the end of that. That's it. I can't even type. All right, everybody. Twitter. You can DM me. I'll help as I struggle to get this. Zoom button. I think it's a memory issue. Hopefully that works.